So, Alex, can you guess what I saw this weekend?
Was it Garbage Pail Kids?
Twice, but no. It was actually a new release that I saw.
Garbage Pail Kids, let's see. If they kept making them, 7?
No, I left my time machine at home.
Okay.
But
well, technically it'd be an alternate dimension.
yes, I left my interdimensional device fucking thing at home.
You left your fake Marvel / DC shitty science machine at home.
I sure did.
Okay.
I did see a different
Right.
feature, though. I think it was the same one you saw.
Yeah.
What was that?
Man on Fire.
Oh.
No,
didn't know that.
I legit watched that a couple days ago. I was not a fan.
Well, I haven't seen it
That's
in a
my
while.
mini review. It was not a big fan.
Oh, man. Well, how about you stop making me sad and tell me what you actually saw?
Okay, fine. I saw Mission Impossible 2.
Oh, fuck.
No, I'm kidding. Okay. I saw Mission Impossible 6. Better known as Mission Impossible Fallout.
This is the 6th iteration of this fucking thing, this franchise that just won't die. Kind of like Tom Cruise.
Right, except I think we pointed this out. This is probably the biggest outlier.
Yes.
Because Fast and Furious, it's like they're so fucking good, but they're
like tongue-in-cheek good.
yeah, they're definitely like I would say a modern companion to things like Commando,
Yeah.
where this is more like Die Hard or Lethal Weapon, where it's fun obviously, but it takes itself seriously enough.
Yeah. More serious. Like, I would, if someone were to say, like, I'm not really into Fast and Furious, I would understand that person more than saying they're not really into Mission Impossible. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like Fast and Furious is such a heightened, goofy thing at times, whereas Mission Impossible is, for the most part, pretty grounded.
Well,
I mean, in comparison, there's no, you're not going to see Tom Cruise ice skating next to a
Right.
submarine.
exactly.
Right.
So, in comparison, yes, it's relatively grounded, but you know what I think the word is that I would say, I was thinking about this as I left the theater, and this is no idiotic pun intended.
Mm-hmm.
There's movies about the impossible, and there's movies about the improbable.
Yeah, yeah.
And I would say this is obviously, despite words in the title, about the improbable.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, a guy flying around shooting repulsor lasers in an iron suit next to a guy with a lightning hammer who's a god of lightning, and a dude who throws a discus.
Or like a guy driving a car from out of one of the tallest buildings in the world into an adjacent, also tallest building in the world.
Right.
That's like, okay, that's impossible.
That's impossible.
Yeah.
But, a guy having a rain fight
Yeah.
with the cops surrounding him, it's like, that's unlikely.
Yeah. Right.
But, maybe he's, like, really cool with all of them. He's like, no, please, just let me do this. And they're like, all right.
Yeah.
So, like, again, Lethal Weapon, it's about improbable. And then there are the middle, sort of. Mm-hmm. Like, Rambo 3 is, I would say, pretty in the middle.
Yeah.
Because it's, like, sort of grounded, but it's the idea, it's just this one dude doing all this. That's totally impossible.
And then you have like your grounded, which is what I would, probably the best version of that is probably the Bourne movies.
No, I wouldn't even say, well, I would say those movies are definitely the improbable rather than impossible.
Yeah, but it's like,
Anyway.
those are super to the level of kind of reality,
Yes.
at least. But
So now we've spent about 4.5 minutes or so
talking about shit.
just shooting the shit about not this movie. Let's talk about this movie.
First,
Yes.
Alex, your opinions on the Mission Impossible movies thus far, just to give some of our listeners context.
I don't really see why that's important, but
Well, I mean, if you love Mission Impossible 2,
yeah, okay.
there's a problem.
Fair point.
Yes.
Okay, so to bore our listeners further, I'll go into the chronicling of this series.
You can do it quick.
1, pretty rad. 2, pretty fucking bad except for the action scenes. And let me point out there are not many. Mm-hmm. Or they're not throughout. 3, a really, really good change in direction. I'd say like maybe slightly better than 1.
Yep.
4, favorite of the series. 5, also really damn good. So I've really enjoyed the last 3, especially the last 2 before this one. So 4 and 5.
Yeah.
4 being my favorite, just ever so slightly.
I'm kind of right there. Same thing. First one's good. Second one's not so good. Third one's really good. Fourth one is great. It was my favorite at the time. Fifth one was excellent. It was my favorite as soon as it came out, like immediately after it. So they've kind of done the Fast and Furious thing where it's like they've gotten better each time since 3 almost, in a way, almost. For me, it has. I know you kind of feel a little differently, but it's close.
But like it's consistently good, and it's like if this means anything, I would score 4 and 5 perfectly.
Yeah, same. I also would.
So those are both 15s out of 15s. For those of you playing at home, I rate out of 5. Robert, God damn it, Robert rates out.
I rate out of 10.
Out of 10.
Yes. So
I almost called you like rabies.
Rabies, that's okay. It's
Anyway.
late. But so Fallout, this is directed again by Christopher McQuarrie. He did Rogue Nation. This is the first time the same dude has directed a Mission Impossible movie twice, interestingly.
Right.
And it kind of shows, because I would say this is the most prior entry heavy Mission Impossible movie. You know, out of all of them.
Sort of.
Because I could see, like, if I were to
Well-
show my dad this and he hasn't seen the first one, he'd be like, "Who's this guy?"
Oh, yeah. Well, see, but that's the one thing I thought they did well in this is if you haven't seen it, it's
You're
like...
okay.
Yeah, it'd be helpful. For instance, Ilsa Faust, and this is not a spoiler, this is just speaking generally, as a character, knowing who she is, it makes a little more sense.
Right.
Because this movie, instead of laying it on thick with, exposition, they just let the subtext kind of say, she's had a history with
Ethan Hunt and crew.
Yeah, and crew. They've had encounters.
Crossed paths, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of works either way, because I've only seen 5, maybe just once in theaters.
Me too, I think.
I think maybe I've seen it at most once, like on TV. Mm-hmm. Like definitely not more than 3 times.
Right.
So I don't remember 4 and 5 a ton of it. Mm-hmm. I do remember that I liked both of them a lot.
Yeah, I remember 4 the most because I've seen it the most.
Yeah, and with that in mind, I remember Ilsa pretty well from 5.
Yeah.
But I don't remember everything about her.
Me neither. I just remember the villain in her.
Yeah.
Like I remember Solomon Lane.
Yeah.
Who is I would say one of the bigger threats in this movie.
Well, in the non-spoiler sense, let's say that he's the main villain.
The villain, yeah. And he kind of is, even in the spoilery sense, in a way.
Well,
because he's like the leader.
Fuck, I think even saying what we've said kind of gives some of it away.
Well, I mean, we don't know. All I know is there's some affootery here. That's all. There's some mystery.
Oh, there's some definite intrigue.
Yes. Yeah. No. Well, let's start. Let's just get into the nitty gritty. We've kind of brushed it, kind of scratched the surface here. But Alex, is this the greatest movie? Is this the greatest action movie of all time?
Okay, first of all those claims, no, not even fucking close. Okay, that's like a little harsh, but it's like no, because there's 2 in the, not necessarily give my score right away, because we'll save that for the end. I like 4 and 5 better than this one.
So do I.
And it's not by a whole lot.
So you don't think this is the greatest action movie of all time?
No.
So you
no
hated
way.
it. You hated it then.
Oh, that's right. Forgot what time we're living in.
See, that was one of the other things. It's like, do I have to love it and also think it's the greatest action movie of all time? I don't have to.
This is exactly like Mad Max. I'm like, yes, this is really good.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, great to see some practical stunts. I'm like, oh yeah, fuck the raid. Neither one happened.
Right.
It just makes me so mad. It's like, come on. Yes, there's impressive vehicular stunts and all that, but it's like, let's not go crazy here.
Yeah. I will have a...
And I think it's just because there's so few movies made like this anymore.
Right.
That's why the novelty is like, oh my God.
I'll have a question for you.
Or
at the
rather,
end.
let me rephrase that.
What's
There's
that?
so few movies like this made
This way.
this way fuck that get the amount of press
Yeah.
and the wide of a release.
Yeah, it's kind of hit his
That's what I'm saying, is
zeitgeist.
like Raid was very niche.
Yeah,
I
small.
didn't even see the first one in theaters. I didn't know about it until someone posted on Facebook, and it was like, if you like action movies, you have to see this. And I saw the trailer, and my mind was blown.
Right.
And of course, I went way the hell out of my way to make sure I was on that shit for when 2 came out. And I did see 2 in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Or like I saw Ip Man 3 in theaters, but I didn't see 1 or 2.
So let's rein it back a bit. Would you say this is one of the best action movies in the past, 10 years?
In the past 10 years? Sure.
Same. I think I also would. I have I'll pose a question for you at the end.
But are we talking like excluding CGI heavy?
No.
Oh, so you're saying like including
Avenger-
superhero movies?
Avengers is an action movie.
Okay. Man. Last 10 years. You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, it's still in there.
I would say so too. It's definitely up there. Just because it's not the one doesn't mean I hate it, internet. Just because I'm not going to buy into your hyperbolic, fucking hype culture.
That
I'm
was
not
the
gonna do
thing
it.
that was bugging me. It's like the commercials, like on Rotten Tomatoes, which is an aggregator, by the way,
Owned by Warner Brothers.
owned by Warner Brothers. Oh, also, if you give something a 3 out of 5, that's considered a what the fuck is it? Fresh score.
Yeah.
But you know what's bullshit? And I want people to know this because I've seen it. Mm-hmm. When they don't give a numerical or letter grade score, the people just guess. Mm-hmm. So again, this misleading aggregator that everyone acts like it's the word of God said this movie was good.
Yeah, it's people form your own opinions, such as we will, in saying that.
Well, but don't be a contrarian either.
Yeah, no, this movie sucks. It's just
So basically, we're being like the surf instructor in Forgetting Sarah Vaughan.
pop up. Just pop up.
Just do it.
Faster.
Do less.
No, you're do less. You're doing too much.
Doing too much.
You're doing too less now.
Just be like the surfer guy. Just
That's fucking Paul Rudd, man.
is that?
It is Paul Rudd.
Oh fuck.
I'm gonna name you P.
Anyway,
So our opinions on this movie are thus. I'm just gonna give a general rundown.
are you sure you speak for both of us now? Oh, I see how it is.
Well, I'll go first. But I think
Okay.
we share similar opinions because I know that we both have scores that are similar.
Well, that's what you think.
Oh shit! You're gonna pull a fast one?
Yeah, maybe I will.
Oh fuck no! Oh man, I thought this was gonna be more of a monumental review than it might be.
Well,
don't care.
why don't you just continue?
Yes, this is fucking great. This is the best normie movie I've seen this year, and by that I mean AAA narrative feature. Yes, Fred is still the best movie I've seen overall, but that's a documentary and that's a different kind of movie, I guess.
Yeah.
But this is easily, and I was telling you over the phone, I'm like, it's not close. The second is probably
Oh, it's very close for me,
to what?
dude. Thoroughbreds. I told you. It's
I haven't seen it.
I might want to watch it again just to see if I the one thing that bugged me. I wouldn't care about watching it again because sometimes that happens. But I give that 4.5 out of 5.
I guess I'll clarify. In terms of movies that are similar to this, it's not close.
Oh, not at all.
Even Avengers, which I would say I loved,
and Black Panther.
Black Panther were both very enjoyable. It was almost like
Not quite.
watching this was like being reminded, no. This is what a good action. This is what a fantastic action movie is.
But you know what it is? It's like, let's have the beginning, the middle, and the end all be amazing.
Yeah,
That's the thing, is this movie is very complete. That's the problem I have with a lot of movies right now, is it feels like, oh, we gotta save budget for the third act. It's like, no, this understands, it's like, yeah, we're going big in the third act, don't worry. But the journey to get there is also amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas Black Panther, for instance, it's like, all right, let's make one of the best fucking fight scenes on earth on this waterfall.
do a really badass car chase scene in South Korea.
And then just have a really kind of thrown together shitty third act battle.
Yeah, I felt that way too.
And Avengers Infinity War is just holy shit, there's so much stuff going on. Where do we go with this?
And then Tune in next time.
Yeah, and
Dot.
by the way, tune in next time. ... Didn't not satisfied with the ending. Eat shit.
Well, that's what you mentioned. Complete. Here's a story that's not about story. This is just a movie about entertaining you. It's not about keeping you along for an uber narrative. This isn't about cinematic universes, which again I'm guilty of loving and partaking in.
Right.
But it's good to have a refreshing, just kind of one-off. These are like American Bond films. For the most part, each one is its own thing. They have its own villain, its own plot, its own MacGuffin. Sometimes its own
right.
cast.
Well, that's the thing is this. It felt like watching a movie from the 90s.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, and you know how I think we both share a similar opinion about 90s being the golden age.
Oh yeah, for many genres.
For almost every genre. Because in the 90s, they understood, like, especially with action movies, I would say the 80s also had this concept down.
Right.
It's like when you throw a punch or something, it's like, how does the guy look when does the guy look convincing when he's throwing it? Is it good? Like, is the reaction, does he sell the reaction well when he's getting hit?
Right.
Is the angle good? Mm-hmm. Like, it's not just like stick out your hand and go like, and fall.
Right.
It's like action is an art just like drama is. It's like, did you feel like so-and-so was really sad when he was told the news about like blank? Mm-hmm. It's like, it's like, did he react? Did he sell that moment well? It's like the same thing with action.
But everything plays here, I would say.
Yeah.
Especially, and we got to talk because this is the biggest pro I can give the movie, especially the action scenes.
Yeah.
Holy shit. They're all really, really, really good. Like, amongst the best you'll see this year, probably.
Actually, shit. Come to think about it, though.
What's that?
You know how okay, so to break it down without giving too much away, it's like you get one of each type of action scene. Mm-hmm.
There's a chase on foot.
We won't go into what they are until spoilers.
Yes.
But you get your variety.
Oh, yeah, a lot of them.
Whereas something like, what was that shitty movie that we saw with Jamie Foxx?
Like, Sleepless?
Yeah.
It was like 3 fight scenes just in different locations.
But it was all fist fights, and now, you know me. I love a good pugilism match.
Yeah.
However, it's like all 3 of them felt weird. Mm-hmm. Like in this world that felt hyper realistic. I'm like, no, he would have just shot him instead.
Yeah.
It's like a Jackie Chan movie. It's like, hey, chase him in that generator room where if you shoot things, everything will explode. So you'll just have to get him barehanded. Yeah.
Right.
It's like. And then he makes the dumb faces when he's getting hit, and it's kind of funny.
Oh, yeah.
Good stuff. But, fuck, what the hell was I just even saying?
Well, we were talking about how...
there's one of each, like, type of...
there's a variety.
Right. So, So you don't get too bored of one type.
No.
Because they don't really... Again, it's the complete movie.
It is. They give you kind of one of every set piece that you're expecting. But... Oh, man, that bathroom fight scene is just... It felt so real. Like, there's a lot of downtime in it. Like,
there's a lot of really good contact hits.
Contact hits and, like, characters getting, like, upper hands over the other and, like, trying to, like, waiting, like, thinking.
Yeah.
Like, trying to figure out what to do. Like,
it was kind of cool.
Like, characters would be at, like, death point.
Also, this movie did a really good job of emphasizing no score in some of the action scenes.
Specifically the motorcycle chase scene,
right,
which is in the trailers. We won't say where it happens, but it's in there.
Yeah.
But oh man, you said the magic word.
What's that?
Robert's gonna have his time now.
What's that?
Oh man, this is the best. What struck me the most is this is the best fucking score I've ever heard for a Mission Impossible movie. It's so fucking cool. Like, now they do. I know what you're thinking. Oh yeah, they just play the da-na-na, 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 da-na. It's like no. They do a little bit of theme and variation on you. It's like they take elements of that Lalo Schifrin.
And they do it without dubstepping it.
They do it without dubstepping it, and
Womp womp womp.
you're gonna hear it's
Womp womp womp.
oh my god, it sounds like
Maybe the worst, but
it sounds like a Hans Zimmer score. Like it's by this guy Lauren Balfe, who's actually Hans Zimmer's assistant for like 20 years.
wow, that's so cool.
But it's like the
Sorry.
dude's done a bunch of shit, and I'm like, fuck, man, I gotta plug this guy because the score, like, dude, I've been like listening to it on every drive because it's like I like to shout out one track. There's a track called "Stairs and Rooftops" that's
Stairs and
really really
Rooftops.
good.
All right.
But yeah, you're gonna hear some good ass drums in here. Like, there's some shit in here. I'm like, is that a fucking drum line?
Yeah.
Did you hear that? Like the drums, it sounds like a drum line. Like I was like looking through the fucking credits of the soundtrack. I'm like, where's Nick Cannon?
Is that like
Do you know what it actually is?
what?
It's not one, not two, not even 10, but 12 sets of bongo players.
Is okay. To place that, is that towards the end?
It's kind of all over. Like if you were to like scrub through the score, it's like in every fucking track. But
All
it's
right.
so good.
Well,
I love it.
Whatever.
As a score nut, you'll appreciate it.
The action's good.
The score complements it well.
The score complements it well.
We got to talk about the man, the myth, the legend.
Oh God.
What an idiot. In the best, most lovable way, Tom.
Tom Cruise is a madman, people.
He's just nuts. He's 56, by the way.
56?
Yeah, he's my dad's age.
God, wow.
He's the man. I can't believe it. And it's, to all the people, and they're out there like, oh, it's bullshit. You didn't really do all these stunts. It's like, I don't know how you could watch this and disagree. Like there's so many stunts where you're like, no, that looks like him.
Well, that's the other thing that's kind of cool is in having to prove it's him, choosing the angles that show his face. Mm-hmm. It also gives stunts that you normally see from the same angles, sort of different angles. It makes it cooler looking.
Like the motorcycle one.
Yeah, the motorcycle chase, you see several shots that show it's
straight
clearly
on
him.
Yeah, and it's like, I remember saying, like, how come I never see shots like this in movies? Like, it's usually like shaky cam, or like from the back or like side. And it's like, oh, because it's Tom Cruise. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to do this. Like, it's to the point where he like has threatened to walk off sets or like not be a part of movies if the studio disallows him from doing it. Because the studios, I think it was for 4 or 5. It might have been for 4 where they said like, we don't want you to get hurt. We're disallowing you from fucking doing this. Yeah. And he said like, I'm walking.
Wow.
Like that's how fucking nuts he is. But
yeah,
he in this movie, it's weird. They do a lot of in every Ethan Hunt adventure. Yeah, there's something else at stake, or there's something else that's explored. They do a lot of good stuff about like trying to put Ethan Hunt on the what do you call it, in the hot seat, and not just in physically. Like there's some shit he's got to deal with personally, reputation wise, like philosophically, like his approach to like. What do you call it? Needs of the many versus the needs of the few, like paradox, that moral dilemma. You know what I mean? Like they touch on that like 3 or 4 times in this. It's what the movie's about. The movie starts with him making a choice that makes the movie what the movie is, which is it's a race against time. You know what I mean? I thought that was neat. Like this is an action movie that actually is like, hey, yes, it's fucking badass, but also kind of important. Like, what would you do in this fucking situation?
I like the bureaucracy stuff. That's always fun in these.
Oh, the Alec Baldwin shit?
Well, no, just like Angela, what the fuck?
Angela Bassett?
Angela Bassett.
Oh,
and
man.
It's like, no, you've got to do things my way. It's like, no, fuck you, like IMF all the way. No, CIA. Grrr. And then they're all just at each other's throats. That's always a good time.
Now, you mentioned CIA. We forgot to mention a new addition to the Mission Impossible
Jesus
cast.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
The mustache that ruined an empire. Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Without saying anything about his character, because it's very mysterious, he's great.
Yeah,
he's great.
He really nails it, and I was especially impressed with him in the actions in the bathroom scene.
He's so fucking...
Man, he looked like he trained a hell of a lot of boxing.
Yeah, no, he did.
It looked good. It looked convincing.
He also plays, I'll say this, it's a role I necessarily...
Also, hats off to the other stunt performer.
Oh yeah, and that scene?
Yeah.
It's great. That's probably my second favorite stunt in the movie. Or like second favorite set piece in the movie.
Right.
Number 1 being the most obvious one.
Yes.
But Props to Henry Cavill for pulling off a role I didn't necessarily see him playing. Because again, without saying anything, he kind of plays against type in this. And it's kind of awesome.
Right. Well, what else we got? Cinematography, I mean...
Looks amazing.
Everything looks like it's well shot.
I saw this in a fucking drive-in, and it looked good. You know, like, the images weren't even that clear, and I'm like, yeah, this is good.
And also, you got the globe trotting.
Oh, yeah. Some good showcasing of Kashmir.
Paris. London.
Yeah, there's some good stuff in this.
So, yeah, there's a lot of, like, appealing things. And it didn't need, aliens or whatever. No. Again, I like that.
Could have used it. Sure, like, why not?
No.
I don't want this to be Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Yeah,
but
I was about to say, remember when we tried that once?
Yeah, that's what I said to my brother, like, after watching this. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck they're going to do for 7 without introducing, like, time travel or some dumb bullshit. Like, how are you going to up the ante here?
You know what? They should just throw darts at a map. They'd be like, all right.
Antarctica?
No.
Steamroller?
It's like, yeah. It's like they have a random bowl of, like, vehicles.
Yeah.
And they just throw darts. It's like, all right, we're going to have steamrollers in, like, in
Guyana?
Seychelles in Guyana. All right, cool.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, it's starting to feel like that, but not in a bad way.
No.
Like, oh, man.
All
it's
right.
so good.
So, yeah, it's good. Fuck this. I give up. Let's talk spoilers.
Oh, man. It's spoiler time. Henry Cavill. What a bastard.
Let's just start right out of the gate.
He is such a bastard in this, and it's awesome.
Henry Cavill. Oh, man. It's just... All right, we're in spoilers. Henry Cavill turns out to be the bad guy, or one of them.
He's John Lark.
He's John Lark. He's the mysterious John Lark that we've been after. Was I the only one that knew that, like, 20 minutes in? No, see, that's the thing is I just kind of guessed that from the get-go.
That's kind of what I thought, like, because he's like, well, how come, he has that scene with Angela Bassett where he's like, well, how long until a guy like that's had enough? And he basically accuses him of being John Lark, and I'm like,
well, that's
you're
like
John
obvious,
Lark.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you are. You're trying to throw the scent off, but like,
no, but it was pretty obvious from the beginning. But
what I like is, they fake you out. Like they're going that way, but during that scene where Benji is actually Solomon Lane and they trick him, and I'm like, I didn't see that coming. Like
I was gonna say, I really like the use of MI masks.
Yeah, masks and trickery. The beginning, the Wolf Blitzer
The beginning
scene.
thing blew my mind because I'm like,
great.
I feel like such a dumbass. I was like, is this how they're starting the movie?
Yeah, it's so weird.
I was like, whoa.
It's depressing as shit because you're like, holy fuck, Jerusalem just got blown up. The Vatican's fucking in flames. You're like, fuck, that's fucked up.
And then I felt like such an idiot. I'm like,
they got me.
But it's like movies haven't done that in a long time.
It's so fucking good. I love it when they pull one over on me, or two, like they did.
Yeah, but I'm saying this has those super iconic moments that don't rely on just like pure novelty. Because like
he was dead the whole time, or like shit like that, or like he was imaginary, or like really like obvious twists. Like the Book of Twists would be like, the person was dead the whole time. The person is actually this person's brother.
You know what's my least favorite though?
What's that?
The killer was the guy who you barely saw, and we didn't give you any goddamn clues whatsoever.
Yeah, right. Because that's just like an out. It's like a cop out.
Yeah,
but they don't do that in this.
This didn't do that at all.
The tricks are very well crafted, very well founded. It's almost like I kind of knew that Wolf Blitzer twist was happening, like 2 seconds before it was happening, but it didn't ruin it. Like I got excited. I was like, oh fuck, they're doing this. Yeah. And like I turned to Abby and I was like, I think that's bullshit. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't know, but I think so. I think it's all wrong. I think this is all fake.
Something felt weird about it was, how he was like giving the deliver or his speech banner was like, and it turns out that also a bomb blew up. Like it felt I was like, something's weird.
Something's off.
I was like, at first I'm like, is Wolf Blitzer like about to cry? Like what's going on? I'm like,
right. That's so. It's such a well crafted. Those are the Mission Impossible like iconic moments. Where like you know those aren't even in Bond movies. Like Bond movies are just like, he figured a way out of it.
Yeah.
You know, this one's just like, holy shit, they were playing the villain and the audience. You
Yeah.
know, God, it's so fucking good. But
How about White Widow?
we talked about this. She was sorely underutilized. She was great. Like as soon as she's on screen, I was like, who is this? I'm like, she commands the screen, if you will.
You know what shit was like so fucking funny?
What's that?
When she just like kisses him, like it was like
It was like a hate kiss. She's like, you know
Yeah.
what? Fuck it.
it was like
I'm gonna kiss
what
you,
is this?
dick.
Yeah, it's like you're a jerk.
Come here.
I felt like that was like a Roger thing to do from like American Dad.
It is so weird. But yeah, oh man, she's such a great character. Did you know that you've seen the first one, right?
The very first one.
Yeah. So you know the first one, how there's the Vanessa Redgrave character Max. She's kind of like a similar role, like she's kind of an crime underground person.
Yeah.
She's like an older woman. That's her granddaughter in this, and they mention it in this. They say like my grandmother Max, she was really a strong woman or whatever. I'm like, huh? They didn't need to do that. It's just like, oh, I guess this does take place in the Mission Impossible 1 happened.
That's what I mean. Okay, the difference between sequels like this and sequels like Marvel and stuff is, as we've discussed, Marvel isn't a movie series. It's the most
TV show.
expensive TV show ever made because you have to tune into the last episode to catch everything. Granted, you get your this is kind of an unfair comparison. Your quote unquote filler episodes,
Right.
Or rather, your standalone episodes.
Yeah.
Is the word that's more pertinent here. But these, it's like, yes, there's pre-existing story that has to do with this, but it does not completely dictate it.
It's not prerequisite information, You can
I'd say
operate.
maybe Solomon Lane, like knowing who he is, would help.
But even that, it's like I was thinking about it again. It's like his appearance is so radically different than from 5 that it's like I feel like you could feasibly get through it fine. Be
Right.
like, okay, there's this guy who's like a high value target prisoner that's like constantly being circulated through the interrogation system, and they want to transfer him to the fucking apostles. I saw a fucking article the other day that's like, why Mission Impossible Fallout might be the last Mission Impossible. I'm like, fuck you. They gave us the Apostles. That's like 20 other movies that we could have. You know what I mean? Where it's like,
Here's a scary thought.
what's that?
What if Tom Cruise doesn't want to come back?
Oh man, that would be scary. There would be something wrong. Because I feel like he's just going to want to keep doing this until he gets killed doing it.
I don't get
what I
this.
mean?
It's like, you are 56, dude.
I could see him going the Liam Neeson route.
By the way, everyone, for those of you playing at home, as we say, I'm sure you've seen probably the video of how he breaks his ankle.
Oh, it's glorious.
They
in the
use
worst
that
way.
shot in here. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't, they don't use the angle where you can see it break. Mm-hmm. Which is the weird part, is I've seen, the angle they use in the movie, you can't tell.
Because it's like overhead.
No, it's sideways or whatever. I don't know. You just can't see. Mm-hmm. But the other angle, you're like, oh boy. Mm-hmm. But
They use
the shot after, which is him limping his way up the side of the building.
What a champ! I
Yeah.
can't even believe that shit. He walked with a he tried to fast jog with a broken ass ankle.
Yeah.
What a guy!
I mean, the stunt work is just insane.
Oh yeah, and I applaud the man.
This is even in Marvel movies, there's a reason why the Captain America series a little bit better, is because even that has
Fights.
and I would say certainly more practical stunt work than something like
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Non-cosmic set pieces. Stuff
Right.
you can do on the ground, like a shootout scene on the Washington D.C. Turnpike.
Right,
or
exactly.
a fight scene on a freighter. Or stuff like that.
Yeah, so for that reason, I mean, the stunt work is just, I can't even begin to talk about how top notch it is. And there's even little things that aren't huge moments, but I just like them, like getting Solomon Lane out of the
The van
the police van.
Yeah.
The paddy wagon.
going all zero grav and shit.
Yeah, and then you just see him like about to drive. Like he's like, and he just takes the huge breath in.
Shout out to Sean Harris, the actor for Solomon Lane, being good in both this and Rogue Nation, even though he looks nothing like the same person in either movie.
Right.
He looks like an accountant in Rogue Nation.
I will say one other. See, this is like a positive complaint, I guess. It's because there was so much good in this, similar to the White Widow. I would have liked a little more Ilsa.
Yeah,
But she does get her time to shine.
She's she's very like chaotic neutral, like almost like spectating, but like making sure to like swipe when the time is right. You know,
Because what exactly is she again? She's MI6, right?
MI6 now because she's like
Not to be confused with an alternate title of this movie.
MI6. Yeah, that is fucking.
Or
Weird.
is it MI5?
No, it's 6.
Oh, 6.
It's definitely 6.
Okay.
God, it's so fucking weird. It's 6 and it's still this fucking good.
Yeah.
But-
but I meant her spy agency.
Yeah, but yeah, no, she works for MI6 and she's like basically paying reparations for all the bullshit she's done.
Yeah.
And the reason she's got to do that is the thing that's really going to put her over and back what do you call it, square at the house again, if you will, is she catches Solomon Lane, turns him over to MI6.
Right.
So obviously that's going to put her at odds with Ethan, which is like Ethan wants Solomon Lane to, you know, thwart the Apostles' plan to blow up the fucking Kashmiri watering irrigation hole or whatever.
yeah,
the fuck.
it's because it's like
Pakistan, China, and India, right?
yeah, it's like that border or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like if we contaminate this, we contaminate a large population of the world all at once.
Literally like 4 billion people's like water supply, like
or something like that.
maybe even more, like 6 or 7 billion.
I don't know the science behind that. I didn't really give a shit. I'm like,
Bad guy stuff.
Bad guy stuff.
Let's go. Yeah, it's and this brings me to the final set piece,
Oh, the helicopter chase.
the helicopter chase.
Okay, see. This is something we were having a little disagreement about earlier.
Yes.
So yes, we've all seen helicopter chase scenes. I can't really name like a ton off the top of my head.
This is the best one.
That's
I've
what I
seen.
was gonna say. It's like, so what if we've seen helicopter chases? This is the best one because it's like, how often do we see helicopters chasing each other? But then one is going crazy. First, he tries to drop the payload on him.
Yeah. Then he just rams.
Then
it.
he misses him. Then he rams him. And then he like I love the reckless abandon. Like
He doesn't even care. He's just like, I gotta
reckless-
get this thing.
yeah, he's just like, fuck it. I'm just gonna take this thing down. It's like I can't even. I'm trying to think of like a good comparison. You know, again to bring up Captain America in Winter Soldier. You know, he's just busting through walls to chase down Winter Soldier. There's a video of that online, and it's queued up to America. Fuck yeah! It's just like this is so perfectly matched together.
Right.
I kind of felt like that was his deal here. He's just like, fuck it, I just gotta keep going, like keep jumping, keep crawling, do whatever.
Oh yeah. I swear to God.
There was an unbridled desperation,
It's unrelenting.
or unrelenting.
I swear to God,
yeah.
he says "come on" like 15 times in that scene.
Yeah.
Like he's just like
he
fucking
just-
desperate.
crashes the thing, and then I love how it's just like, no, we're not quite done here. Like, all right,
We got a fight scene.
we got a fight scene, and like they have a quick sort of fisticuff slash argument, or not argument, but a tussle over the control of the bombs.
And like a perfect 90s movie, Henry Cavill has been burned by the gasoline or whatever, so his face is all wounded
oil,
now.
yeah.
So he's a scarier villain now.
Yeah. And then it's like, no, it doesn't stop there. They've both fallen down these two helicopters that are like entangled with a wire.
Looking like one's like looking up at one and one's like looking down at the other. And I remember,
yeah.
I remember as soon as that happened, I like said like audibly, I was like, "Now we're talking."
Right.
This is some
That's
crazy
what I mean.
shit.
It's like I love when movies are like, how can we continue to make this more ridiculous?
Yeah.
And again, I guess it's not. I mean, in movie world, it's like I suppose this is possible.
In Mission
yeah.
Impossible world.
In Mission Impossible world, I suppose the the fuselages of the two helicopters could get stuck in these crevices that are perfectly just wide enough for them.
And the hook from the payload line is like caught holding it up.
That was so 90s the way he kills him too. It's like
Shotgun on the wall type shit. You're like, that hook's going in someone.
yeah,
Keeps
and then
getting
it's like
knocked down.
yeah,
Peg.
it keeps getting knocked down. It keeps
Like, that's
hooking
going in
on,
someone.
hooking on, and you think, man,
Please go in his face.
Someone's gonna get it.
Please go in his face.
Then he yanks on it, and sure enough,
Goes right in Henry Cavill's fucking head.
right in his face, and drags him off the cliff.
Oh, it's so goddamn good.
That's a classic get off my plane type
Oh yeah.
kill. This isn't 90s, I don't think, or maybe it was.
Get off my helicopter. Get out of my helicopter.
No,
kill.
but what year was the Gone 60 Seconds remake?
Gone in 60 Seconds remake. When did they make that?
Oh
God, that was a remake?
I think it was.
Holy shit! I didn't know that. You talking the 2000s Nick Cage movie?
Yeah, it's a remake, isn't it?
Holy fuck!
Look it up.
is.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
Wow.
that's not what I'm talking.
This is a whole other discussion.
Jesus Christ, God. Anyway, focus.
Yes.
My point is, he kicks him in the coffin, so you can be like, yeah, remember when he did that?
Oh yeah.
Like, there's a cool, like,
Remember he got the
memorable
hook in his
thing.
head?
It's not like he punched him and he fell down.
Yeah.
And then cuffed him.
I've always been an advocate for more creative villain deaths.
Right.
And this had it.
This took the concept of that third act and said, let's make this ridiculous.
Right.
Let's continue to make it even more ridiculous. So it just keeps piling, the building blocks just keep stacking on each other.
We got the parallel action going. We got a fight scene within a fight scene, like fucking Simon Pegg getting hanged by fucking Solomon Lane trying to fight Ilsa Faust, and Ving Rhames trying to cut the wires. And of course, they're going to cut on one.
Right.
They're like, we're going to have to cut on one. I'm like, fuck you. This movie's going to fucking give me a heart attack.
I mean, they gave us the bombs are here, here, and here movie, and it wasn't shitty.
No, and they even give you we got to cut this wire at this time.
Again.
And it fooled me. I was a sap. Like, they freaked me out. I was scared.
That's what
towards
I mean.
the end.
I had that at the beginning.
If someone, like, my head was like, Robert, they're going to be okay. And I was like, just shut the fuck up for a second. Let me watch this.
It took what's great about the 90s
Yeah.
movies, and they added whatever the hell they felt like was necessary to make it modern, and it worked.
Yeah, it really did. I thought that, again, it's just a kind of an overall complete entertainment package. You get everything you want, all the set pieces you want, all the faces you want to see. It's funny, there's a lot of new stuff in it, like, the White Widow character, Henry Cavill.
I'm hoping we see more of the White Widow character.
I'm thinking we will. And if not, we'll at least get Vanessa Kirby back in Hobbs and Shaw as Deckard Shaw. That's
oh God,
Jason Statham's
now that I
sister.
know who she is, that makes me much more excited for
Right?
that movie.
Yeah,
As if I wasn't excited about that movie enough.
Is it Paramount?
Yeah, no, it'd be Universal because
Yeah.
that's Fast and Furious.
Yeah, Universal must have saw a cut of this movie beforehand.
Yeah, maybe.
I bet they saw and were like, fuck, we got to get on this because she's great.
Yeah.
She is really awesome, and I hope we get more of her. As far as gripes, and they are just gripes, I have one where it's like, and this is the reason why
I've got one. But
What's that?
Well, apparently you said 4 and 5 did this,
Yeah.
but I hope to never fucking see this as long as I live.
yeah.
In another movie. So at the beginning, well, if you're listening to spoilers, you saw it.
Yes.
So after they do the whole cold open, if you will, with the, we weren't really, like, none of the bombs went off, you dumbass. We just did that to fool you. Ha ha ha. So after that, they do the sizzle reel / montage during the opening credits.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there so fucking mad thinking, I'm going to watch this movie. Why are you doing this?
Yeah,
And you claim that they did this in 4 and 5, and I have no recollection of them doing the same.
So this is actual audio of Alex finding out that he's incorrect. So Alex, see, this is the opening titles from Ghost Protocol. So see, they're lighting the fuse.
Okay, skip this shit.
Okay, so
I see. See, this is like, right?
here we go. There's the Birds of Dubai scene. Here comes the
Okay, but that's super out of context. They just kept showing shit.
So like, there's the crash scene. Here comes the
Okay, but
there's the Burj Dubai. There's fucking Tom Cruise on the Burj Dubai. It's like there's a scene with fucking Jeremy Renner. It's like,
all right, that's pretty bad.
I mean,
Wow.
I get that
they did
concern.
it worse though.
Yeah, they showed
because
most.
this half of those are sort of blurred the line between motion graphics.
No,
in this new one, it's literally just like a gigantic trailer,
I completely see that.
and
too.
I was just like a huge sizzle reel, and it really pissed me off. I'm like, I looked at the floor, like I do with trailers that I don't want to see when I go to theaters.
Also, this is actually something I just thought of.
What's that?
Weren't we correct about the trailer, the second trailer, showing too much?
Yeah,
I thought
actually.
so. I thought so. I was like, you know what? Didn't need to see the helicopter.
I had a feel, and how cool would it have been if this White Widow character just showed up out of nowhere? Mm-hmm. Nope. You see her, and you knew she was going to get in the mix-up in the fight scene.
Yeah.
You knew, let me guess. She's going to pull the knives out of her garter like she did in the trailer. Thanks for leaving nothing for us to be amazed. I mean, there was still plenty to be amazed by, but imagine if more stuff was.
Oh yeah, this would have been even more of the movie I think it is.
What else was in the? I think there was too much of the bathroom fight.
Too much of the bathroom fight. Too much of the foot chase. The on rooftops on street chase. You know, they show the stunt where Tom Cruise breaks his foot.
I get that you have to have money shots, but Christ, can we dial it back?
Like I remember, I don't know what it was.
I think the first trailer was fine.
First trailer's perfect. I'm like, I'm already gonna see this thing.
Well, in addition, it's a sixth installment. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember it was more heavily leaning on later second act / third act.
Yeah, definitely. I think the trailers.
It didn't. With the context that it presented, you couldn't piece that together at all.
Also, with seeing the trailers, I kind of pieced together that Henry Cavill was the villain a lot faster because you see the fucking scene in the helicopter where Henry Cavill's shooting at Tom Cruise with the LMG
in the second trailer.
Yeah, so I'm like, you basically spoiled the movie in that fucking trailer, kinda.
Yeah,
I mean, like if you're smart, you can see like, oh,
again, if I see the second trailer for something, or if I see something, and
I look at the ground now from now on.
That's what I do, but also I'll try like hell to avoid having a second viewing. Mm-hmm. Well, so that by the time I see the movie, I will have forgotten about all that shit, mm-hmm. or it's not as fresh in my mind. But that's why I hate the sizzle reel thing. It just completely undid my good work to avoid.
Yeah. So my gripe is that I want a little bit more Mission Impossible-y set pieces in this.
Okay, so the action set pieces were maybe too standard for your liking.
They were on paper were, but
yes.
The execution is so above and beyond most set pieces ever.
That's what I'm saying can make a movie sometimes.
Yeah, I just wished. Why not do that and also show me something I've never actually seen in a movie ever?
Oh, kind of like the thing where he's diving into that. That's Rogue Nation. Right?
Yeah, where he's diving into that vortex of water and he's got to grab the fucking server chip or some shit. It's just like
who even knew that existed?
Who wrote this? We're talking about the automated car garage scene at the end of Ghost Protocol. Like the cars are falling everywhere. It's like I've never seen this before, but again, it's not bad. What's that?
Jackie Chan.
Oh yeah,
all these weird places with coolant and fans and.
Is there a movie where there's a fight in a laundromat?
That's probably a lot of it. I think you might be thinking of
where he's like climbing on like I call it the roller coaster, like the laundromat like track thing that goes up into like the second floor. Am I imagining this?
Probably not. There's a lot of those. There's a lot of regular urban sort of settings in Rumble in the Bronx.
It might be that.
Yeah.
Uncle.
That's the one where he jumps from one parking garage to the next. No strings necessary.
No strings necessary. No broken ankle.
But he did once fall 100 feet out of a tree and hit a few branches on the way down and almost died.
Yes, so there's that. Oh man, but
what a trooper!
Yeah, man. What Jackie Chan? He's still doing it. Older than Tom Cruise, mind you.
Yeah,
he just had the Foreigner.
He's not doing as crazy stuff though.
still, it's just like
He's not doing giant slides down the side of hotels
Yeah.
like in, is that Who Am I?
yeah. Oh man, that's so.
Who Am I has some of his best stunts. But let's get back to topic because I said the magic words and it'll just get us lost.
What, Jackie Chan?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I wish there was a little bit more creativity in the part of what the set pieces involved, but that doesn't mean they're bad.
that's what I'm saying is I just said it. We've seen helicopter chases,
Mm-hmm.
but how many have one where the guy's trying to drop the payload, fails to
Right.
drop the payload, and
Right.
says, fuck it, I'm just going to crash into him, and then on top of that gets stuck in that canyon, and it's like, it's still going.
It is the toppest shelf iteration of a helicopter chase I've ever
Right.
seen. I just wish it would have been like, I don't know,
Do you
something
think,
they're like.
you think maybe they should have used the weird, douchey music festival a bit more?
Oh, like the nightclub place?
Yeah.
That would have been neat. Oh man, now you're talking Tom Cruise in a nightclub shootout. Get some of my Collateral vibes.
Collateral, but I think maybe the reason they didn't do that is maybe that would feel too similar to the opera scene
From the last one.
from Rogue Nation. Yeah.
It's also a good one.
Oh man.
Man, it's just there's so many great. I hope they don't. Bottom line is, I hope they don't stop making these. I hope they continue to be as fresh as the past 3 have been. Past 4.
I would like that too. It's just a nice reminder that as much as we like, what I kind of lump these together,
Mm-hmm.
the big budget sci-fi superhero fantasy
Yeah.
movies, those 3 sort of
Marvel, Star Wars,
subgenre,
Yeah,
whatever's Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
As much as those are great, it's nice to just have a movie where you can go big, but go big on
A regular action movie.
relatively speaking,
Yeah,
realistic / regular action movie.
yeah. I think it's the best of its kind of this year for sure. It's
Right.
the best one I've seen this year. It's the best summer movie.
All right,
Kind of
so
with a bullet.
it's time to reveal. What would you give it, sir?
I'd give it a soft, very soft, but I'm seeing it again Friday, so probably going to get better. 10.
10 out of 10, ladies. He gave it a perfect score. And since most of my complaints were met with helicopter crashes
And hooks to the head.
and hooks to the head, I'm going to give this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's a 15 out of 15.
Perfect. That's it, guys. It's the first 15 of the year. We've been waiting, and I thought I had a pretty good feeling this would be it.
So you know what that means now?
We got there.
That means you have to see it now, or you're an asshole.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what that 15 out of 15 means.
Well, that's what the internet taught us, is to
Right.
just be huge jerks about our opinions.
Yes, you also have to like it. Just
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
You don't have to like it, but I'll be very quizzical if you don't. I'll be
Okay.
very interested to hear your opinion, Armand White.
Armand White. Man, I wonder. I don't know. Maybe even he will be won over.
What's the one fucking thing from Family Guy where it's like, I know, the parents from Dirty Dancing will back me up on this. No, Peter, even we're getting into it. Oh, I feel like Armand White's like, nah, it's pretty fucking good. I haven't checked his review, but
I haven't either. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. First perfect score of the year.